prophet and the one that seeketh unto him, the one that comes to his church for money, maybe chapter 2 and 1. And it's First Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to the spirit of doctrine of devil. You don't want to be caught up by a seducing spirit and a doctrine of devil. You will hear a doctrine that it can be seducing. Maybe in your walk, you can deal with a certain temptation. Now you hear this new doctrine, and the doctrine how to let you fall into a temptation without putting on. Now you got somebody that sex is not, because somebody sex is not married. Yeah. You know what that's going to do to a brother who's been sitting there waiting, probably with a wife and is waiting. You know, why can't you have sex with you not on? You don't go to the side and say, no difference, still a hole, bunch of holes, and one hole. I'm actually glad. For real. It's like hypersexuality is a real thing in America. Everybody is like that. So men and women, you go in the public, women looking at men wondering how what their eyes like. Men are undressing women with their eyes. Everybody's googly eyed. So women see men, they keep bending over and wearing tight clothes. Everybody's a hypersexual. So sex is very good. It's very good. All the works of the Most High is good, man. All right. So James chapter 3 and verse 1. My brethren, do not be nasty. His master goes back. Knowing that we shall receive the greater consequences. So it's very, the teacher that you watch, like I said, it's very important to really do your own research under him and go and go benefit things that he bring out. And if it turns out okay, then use that. Stick to the basics of him. Of what he taught you and what you learn on your own. Trying to be too deep, man. There's a lot of niggas already doing that already. They bugging themselves out. And that's when you niggas start going to books, That's when you niggas start going to other books. Hey, that's where these niggas start with the new covenant doctrine. That new covenant doctrine, I've years, I've seen this doctrine. He's coming back like a recycling of that. He's recycling this niggas too. He's just picking them off. Put them in the fire press, so to speak. But Mark the perfect man. It says Mark the perfect. This word Mark is not the rock. I think it's top. And which means take heed and pay close attention to. Right? And there's a Greek word that's scopio, but it means the same thing as God in Hebrew. So one is a Hebrew word and one is a Greek word. And that's Romans 16 and 17, where it says, mark them that cause the business. That means pay close attention to. So take heed and pay close attention to the one that cause the business. But it's the same word, it's different translation from Hebrew. But he says, Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. So listen, he says, for the end of that man, so it's okay to follow a brother. It's okay to tell you it's all right. Out of 1,000 counselors, have one. So to have one counselor. So we have, let me say this. We have brothers that we follow. Just make sure that whoever you watching, their doctrine is lining up. You can get confused. You can get real confused watching all these different camps. What's what? especially when you're watching IUIC, and you watch ISP, they don't get free. And then you see IUIC crush just one topic of a doctrine that ISP favorite in, and then the other way around. You're like, damn, so who's right and who's wrong? You gotta have faith in what you believe in. But the truth is, like you said, there's the elect. There's the elect. There's no one true camp that got the 100%. There's no one camp that's all the elect right now. The elect is scattered throughout the nation. And you gotta take it because some camps teach something correct and they come around and teach something incorrect. And you gotta pay attention to what you listen to. Some camps the doctrines of men. Some camps hold the doctrine of men above the doctrine. All that we don't congregate with others. What happened to brotherly love? Did God say brotherly love? Well, they get in trouble. I've seen it. Where they will get in trouble for talking about another camp. They get in trouble for talking to another camp, bro. They get try to dress up like it's their best shot. You go into the world, you know that it's got to do it. You can't have it with another brother that's a good shot. That's what the man is doing. That ain't God. That ain't right. So you got to know the thing is, you got to be able to discern. I watch certain brothers and certain men. Sometimes they say something I'm like, but it's all love. You still go hard. Still, teach the truth. Some people got different mindsets and different spirits. They want to interpret scripture a different way. Is it singing all the time? Is it a big deal all the time? No. But sometimes it is. Some of these things matter like she's not taking the market. If you take the market of these shit, you does. But if somebody's saying the market of these is not the shit, if they say it's not the shit, you know what kind of that's going to take a lot of brothers and sisters going to take the shit. They're going to like, well, the shit is not the shit. So make sure you cut my head off while I'm in this sale. You know what I'm saying? They get closer to the day where they start hitting me and asking questions. So they're going to be so fucking confused, bro. They're going to be so confused. And a lot of it is because they watch so many different things. They don't know who to believe on. Because they watch the camp and say, they watch the camp say, if you take it, where is your standing telling you? If you take that, you're doomed. Or you're doomed if you take that. There's no trying to cut off your arm or trying to cut it out the side of your head. We don't do that. But it's another reason why they don't be in that situation because they didn't take the time, energy, and effort to get a strong understanding of the scriptures. You gotta get a strong understanding of the scriptures for yourself. Overall, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. They're not doing Bro, some of these people y'all watch, because I've been talking about a lot of this. Some of these people y'all watch are not even food. You got some woman with a food channel all of a sudden. I had one sister send me two women that she listened to. Like, you know, send me a couple to the video. Like, you know, you need to be learning from your food men. The men that come out of the, I don't want to say it. They really know this was not. The men who are very demanding of how old are you, how old are you. The goal of the men is predominant, pro-dominant, are teaching the direct opposite. That are already in school and college. I want to say on the west side. Yeah. For the most part, yeah. They're really in school and college. They need to be approved by the school. Everybody knows we can get along in the nation, but we know we will real teachers on. We know it's absolute heretics or not. We don't see like we might say, oh, the Sabbath is this day, or they might say the Sabbath is the moon Sabbath. So we know like that's an approved teacher. You can't go from the real elders. You know what I'm saying? There's the kind of teacher you gotta have. You can't have this guy and this girl who decided to start with you. And they don't let somebody else. And it ain't giving you no prophecy, no doctrine. It's just a whole like how they was doing on vacation. Like, what are you talking about? We're talking about things that they're just stuck in their way. They ain't even talking about the Bible. They talk about everything else but the Bible. There's people out here like that, man. There's people out here like that. There's nothing wrong with what you do, but those women definitely be running under somebody that's worthy. There's a lot of women, they approve of that sex. They approve of that and go out there and not say. And honestly, I've seen where a woman, I'm trying to fight the girl, like she exposed a lot of brothers, man. Like niggas calling themselves Israelites. They were sending her like dude bitches. They ain't married to her, they just get free. And she exposed all these niggas on Facebook, man. Exposed all of them. And then she went, I think she turned for only husband. She got out of there. But y'all just be ready to expose. That's what these things be on. That sex is not marriage doctrine. A whole bunch of horny ass. Let's get to it. Yes or no? Alright, so that's why the Bible is better. Y'all do this and be out here following everybody. And the truth, man, truth. And you gotta know that law. You can't follow behind somebody you don't know that. You don't know that law. You be an outright sinner. Just because you drop food video on YouTube. Man, it's all about that. There's some bro, these are literally they are one sinner. You can't judge him. Remember that brother? He came around us acting cool, you know. Come to find out, this brother don't even believe that his card is he don't believe Mexicans is. What was the worst thing about him? He couldn't. When we say he couldn't prove it, bro, we talking about like he would say, I don't know. That's what he was on. I don't know. That was the hardest thing about all of life. So you got people saying, even if you're Israelite by blood, you legal with it. Yeah, you can be washed. Your Israelite blood on your hair can be washed out. Where do we say that in the Bible? I had one without a hole. it's not hard to understand it. I mean, you got to do a little different with and with your personal life, but man, you saw it not fucking with the doctor. You saw it not at all. He's not messing none of the time. You can, if it's an Edomite that look like Edomite shit, you can tell they gonna be still trying to say like it's like, but a real Edomite, they don't agree with the doctor at all. None of them. That's how I operate. That's how I operate. And then like a lot of times, like if they not getting down with the doctor, if they not getting down with the doctor, it doesn't matter if they're not gonna make it. So you don't like your hand unless they seek us when they word this word, and maybe you can consider whether they actually make it. They can sit there and easily not getting down with the doctor. Hey, you can essentially wipe your hands for that within that time. Say after the second and third admonition, hey, reject. Said after the second and third admonition, reject. Yeah, reject them. But the heretic. He got you warn you tell them not to the couple times, and still you don't gotta sit up there and go that. Give me question mark. There's so many other people that we can be teaching. That the Lord, hey, let's get there right there. Let's get John chapter 4, 25. John chapter 4, verse 34. The outside saith unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish the work. Bro, that's what like this is what be bugging me out when it comes to these niggas. It's like, bro, you be having niggas say, bro, I don't have to go out to the outlet and byway to do the work. But then you at home not doing the work. I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about? Bro, when you read scriptures like this, bro, this is so plain. When he said, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. What does that consist of? Teaching your people. It tells you. Paul explains to us how the Most High God made everybody sleep in sin, just so he can use certain men to wake them up. Because this is his book, and this is how he wants to do it. In 1 Corinthians chapter 1, the foolishness of the cross, the preaching of the foolishness of the cross to the people. Most High didn't have to use us to wake people out on the highways and byways. He could simply just snap his fingers. And everything could have still consisted of itself. Everything could have still happened. We still could have went into slavery, go through all that. You know, he could have had one day, just open the book and just gave him ultimate understanding. And he's waking up. However he wants, bro. But he chose to do it this way. Straight up. You are supposed to go out to the highways and byways. Niggas be looking at you like, bro, is that all y'all need to talk about? Going out to the highways and byways? Yes, nigga. You talking about, yeah, when you read the book of Acts, like the niggas was just sitting around doing nothing. They was making moves, bro. They was traveling to places your ass won't go. They had urgency. People had urgency. Officers in the church, body. You can't just be like, yeah, some dead weight trying to die. You just in there, bro. You gotta get some work. Ain't nobody. And the scriptures speak about slugging. Yeah, they say every man gets sent out to the church. And he said a slugger is like picking up donkey and donkey. Every man gonna wipe his hand like that. That's how we just feel when we don't want to do it. Like, but it's niggas like like that, bro. They want to see all the riches, honor, and glory at the end. Yeah. It be a lot of them. You got all these wives, but you ain't doing nothing to get them saved. You got some niggas, they're trying to hide up on niggas that want to say, oh my God, them, power, God, man around, nigga, ranking, it's a second, well, I'll make it, bro. Why is it stop trying to hide under the Lord rested on the Saturday in the house of my brother like here in the hot sun. It's cold in front of the street. Still going to work with the Lord. Can't be high up on the Lord rest. Now, you can rest on the Saturday. Well, that's Lord really rest. Yeah. But you know, yeah, I agree with that. I get my rest Friday. Friday night, I'm sleeping in all every Saturday. I'll sleep till 1 o'clock to class. And I'll be well rested. And then guess what? I'm going to sleep in again Saturday night. So like, bro, all that you want to rest on Sabbath is you support is good. What the most I created. Like you said, make sure that's like we be seeing when we do go out to the house of God, guess what? We see niggas with fringes on. These niggas driving. These niggas about to go do some wicked shit. Niggas are supposed to be in the truth, bro. You be seeing these niggas all out driving and shit. It's like, bro, you're not even supposed to leave your house on Saturday. You think that in the scripture to tell you told us to stay in our quarters already. But what justifies us is it good to do good on the Sabbath day? The same way King David ate the bread from the table of the priest. They wasn't supposed to eat that, but are they supposed to die? Are they supposed to die because of that? No. It was a good thing. The Most High created it. So they ate it. The shoe bread. That's what all right, let's keep going on jump. You see that? You create a whole lesson out of one scripture. That's why I don't see like how brothers they be acting like they did fools. This is what John chapter 4, verse 34 says, I was not there unto them. I meet you to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. Say not ye, there are yet 4 months. And then cut his heart. Remember, Yahweh shall always look terrible. Because he didn't want everybody to understand. He only wanted to elect to understand. It is the same way today. Say not if there are yet 4 months. We have this understanding now. Don't be sitting around thinking you got all this time. You think you got all this time and you don't, bro. These niggas have already set up the oligarchy system, the authoritarianism system. These niggas have already set up, bro. Niggas forgot about science and shit. Y'all forgot about the other executive orders that they already had. Yeah, you forgot about the FEMA camp. Or you just ain't looking. Already do. There's 800 FEMA camps in America. Go look it up. Why are they being inhabited? Why are they just taking Mexicans simply to the one in Texas or in Florida? Why? Why is there still an active, as of 2025, there's still an active King Alfred plan? There's an active Rex 84 plan. A lot of people don't even know what that is. They have executive orders. But if America goes into chaos, the first objective is to round up the so-called Negro and put them in these 800 people that they have. What I call them? It says, behold, I said to you for further part. It's John 4, chapter 30. Right. John 4, verse 35. Say not ye, where I get for money, and then cut it hard. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the field, for they are white already to harvest. So he's clearly not talking about literal. He's talking about, he says, behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the field. The field goes back to the people. But looking up your eyes and talking about, man, look, the people are, when it says look up your eyes, it's talking about spiritually. Like, look, the people out there, they confused. But they confused when they want to know what's going on at the same time. Bro. That's how the people are. That's you lifting up your eyes and looking on the field. They're ready to talk. They're ready to be awakened. That's what Yahweh started talking about. He says, for they are white already to harvest. They are ready to be awakened. It says, and he that reaches, receives weight and gathers fruit until light returns. Yes. Now he's giving you a better understanding than he's talking about literal fruit. I mean, literal harvest. It's talking about gathering fruit until life eternal. I mean, you bringing people into the knowledge of the truth. And you say whatever you want. But the same thing that's complaining about is the nigga that got woke up by this whole Hebrew Israelite community started with a king. If they got something to say, you know, they can do that. And I see niggas that used to be in our camp. Niggas that used to be in our camp now, you bad as camp. You only doing that because you're trying to justify why you ain't doing God's work. That's all you're doing that for. And double honor shows to let them who pass down this ministry to the Lord, souls to pass down this ministry. I think you want to point the finger why they not. Hey, nobody ever said it like this. Men ain't gonna make mistakes. It don't matter how great this man is, how many breakdowns he brought out. How full of the you know, when a true man of the Lord or not, hey, you don't make mistakes. Maybe a brother got out of line, he might have yelled it, or he might have did this or did that. Brother, you can't read the truth and blame it on him. You can do that all the time. Brother, we're just men. Don't be talking about the truth that forgive your brother. Niggas are really that's why you don't want to do work. They want to do work. Niggas start saying niggas ain't really keeping the law. Right? And so who the fuck can't keep the law to the fullest? Let's stop playing that game, bro. We keeping the laws we can keep here. Now what? Yeah. And every nigga that it's always the nigga that used to be in your camp that acting like that. See, these niggas will go out and have you on Facebook kicking before I get their ass 6 months. It happens all the time. 6 months, and then they start talking about world, they start posting nothing but worldly shit. And that's like, you know, they ain't on Facebook no more. Niggas is literally out doing worldly things. We be seeing some of these niggas, man. We be seeing some of you niggas on the Sabbath, going to the bank, taking your ass to McDonald's, like it ain't the Sabbath day. Like you couldn't wait. You know that shit, you go, oh, you believe it, I'm just the Lord now. They'll say that just because you call. Let's get yeah, they don't even know. Exactly. They don't even know how to go into it and tell you how their body moves and how to unaltered Sabbath is wrong. They don't know how to do it. But go ahead. It says, and he that reapeth receiveth wages and gather fruit unto life eternal. That both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. And herein is that saying true. One soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that whereon you sow no labor. Other men labor, and ye are entered into their labor. See that? research. You hear somebody say, do your research. That means it's already been searched out. You're just researching it. It's not really hard. Bro, think about in the ancient world when they really had to go to one of the world's biggest libraries in Greece or somewhere and actually go through all of those files and look for something. The only thing you gotta do is say, who was the king after Alexander the Great? Who ruled after Alexander the Great? Oral tradition, that's a lot of niggas to say different shit. But you have technology that the Most High God gave you to help progress the word. He gave you that. And niggas use it for everything else. It's to AI, are you crazy? ChatGPT is bro. AI will pull up the answer to your question with cited source. They tell you we got this here. We did all the research for you. This and that. So it's not me. Yeah, it's a tool. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just Google and take something serious for face value because other sources sometimes will say different things. You got to clear information. Yeah. They go into why we not of the word. Yeah. God's unfair, man. But hopefully the Bible. Like you go to Google right now about Alexander the Great, and you can Google it, then you go to scriptures and find out if it's true or not. So the Bible should be your foundation for source. Because it'll tell you about Alexander. Esau, that nigga taught us about Alexander, but it wasn't, I ain't reading none of what I'm reading back about. And his predecessors, those wicked ass men, they were so evil. It said evils multiply on the earth like the ground. See, Esau ain't gonna teach us that now. They gonna tell us that they want us to honor this faggot ass Alexander the Great, who like to go to war next. They want us to honor niggas like that, who caught syphilis and died. He didn't just die for no reason. That nigga died because he had a sexually transmitted disease because he liked to have sex with other men. They don't want to teach us that part about Alexander. That's why a lot of people call Alexander the Freak. He was a freak. I got a movie down there, a CD movie, and in that movie, the nigga had a male lover. Like fine as hell. But he didn't know what to do with it. It's all his best friend. That's just all for you. But that was it. So God, man. So let's go back. Rewind. Let's go back to the beast system. That's the lesson. So John chapter 3, verse 8. It tells you the spirit goes where it is. And we should not question really should be actually, you know that. That's the spirit went to, that's what we're going to go into. Obviously, the spirit is going to be on that. Track and go back. And we might end up going into something else. Never know. So we're going to try to stay on top. Right? So we're entering into a prison plan. Prison plan. They're not, they got this term hidden in plain sight. But they're not hiding in plain sight anymore. They're actually forcing it on the people. Right? You got Senator Bernie Sanders. He's the one that brought up the word oligarchy and the word authoritarianism that made me go do my research. Because if you want to know the truth, you probably have to watch. You got to watch politics. This is what you got to do. Drug dealers watch politics to see, the rates they put up, to see who they tracking, who they got their eyes on. Drug dealers watch politics. Everybody from different walks of life watch politics. We're no different. We're going to watch it to see the prophecy that's in it. And I was watching and a man named Senator Bernie Sanders. I forgot what state the senator but he said that Trump is trying to turn this into an oligarchy system on an authoritarian system. It made me because these are the Edomites that's not going to be included in this system. Now let's get oligarchy. Oligarchy and all the people who have control over the country. What? See that? It said oligarchy means all people who have control of the country, organization, or institution. Now we know this country in this situation. Guess what? China is an oligarchy system. Russia is an oligarchy system. North Korea is oligarchy. Meaning, in North Korea, you can get put to death simply by having your picture on the wall instead of the president. Or when it comes to who put those 6 dudes to death for bringing in those Hunger Games hard drive. 3 got put to death, and 3 got sent to prison for the rest of their life. Who you get sent to prison for the rest of your life? Just for bringing in a hard drive with an American TV series on it. They got sent to jail for the rest of their life, and the other one got put to death. That's an oligarchy system. That's an authoritarian system. That is a draconian law system. We have to get that word too. Ultimately, that's what it is, draconian. And that's what we headed into, draconian measures. Where they telling you for social control, where they tell you what you can do within the public. Like you have a sign that it say, no dogs at this park. That's social control. It has to be like that to a degree, but they're being way too bad with it. So when they telling you, they're trying to get it to where, like, 2020, during the CVID, where they was literally telling you, they was trying to control you to tell you what you have to do. They literally had articles telling you, it's not, they're telling you it was not a good idea to bring out the time. I actually got lessons going over. They were trying to make that the social norm. Like they were trying to make that normal where they tell you when to lay down the time. That's draconian law. That's draconian message. Telling you what you should do with your money. And that's what you enter. You're entering into where there's no more middlemen. There's no more going to the mechanic up the street and throwing him $50 to change your oil. No, you have to go to systematic system to get your oil changed out. When you know that fucking $300 for an oil change. And they ain't even doing it right. These niggas don't even want to be at work. That shit don't change. Only thing that changes is them tracking you. They're telling you what to do with your life. And we about to get into some of it. Read that. This Tony describes something desperately hard to bear or to prove, especially in the context of law or proof. See that? That's what we enter. It's gonna be a whole bunch of that, man. We talk about where they telling you like Project Esther. A lot of people don't know about Project Esther. They actually have a project now, an executive order, to where they are about to ban you from teaching the truth. If you're not down with Christianity, you're I believe it is true. Yeah, you fought against this. Yeah, you betrayed the country. Yeah, they're gonna charge you with treason. That's what we entering into. What we consider a radical thinker. Yeah. A free thinker. Yeah, a free thinker. You ain't been on it. I did a lesson like 2 years ago over it. You got these proud Americans. You got a lot of people that are ready to get right behind. If you don't believe in pure white American Christianity, you are going to be considered basically a heretic. Yeah. We were just reading about the history of the Jews earlier, back in the time of the Inquisition. If you was what they call a heretic, basically, if you, like even if you was a natural born Jew, if you practice Judaism instead of new Christianity, you were considered a heretic. And the new Christianity is not first century Christianity. It's the Christianity that the Edomites made up. And they taught things like you don't have to do the law. It's just like the same thing we did today. They taught things like you only had to have faith to be saved. And if you didn't believe what they believe, they're going to do the same thing that's going to happen. None more the same thing happened over and over. They were saying us into slavery. If you didn't believe in their doctrine, they would make you subject to hard labor. This is thing called what is it called? It's some type of boat. It's basically one of them long boats you see, and at the bottom you got like 27 open things for the paddle. You got men in the bottom of the ship rowing the ship, basically. If they considered you a heretic, you can get killed or you'll get banished or something like that. Yep. And the same thing is true in America today. Is you don't want to sell your soul or worship their idols or will against your morals, you're going to be forced to be on the bottom of society. You're not going to be able to enter into the upper class. You're not going to be able to get as rich as them. You're going to be a slave. What's going on with it? I got this. Yeah, we go with that. Like, this is what the Bible already told us that we was going to be pilgrims upon the earth. I go, I would love to be a pilgrim. I'm tired of fucking paying all these bills. Niggas gotta pay for Netflix and shit now. Walking around with this bitch ass society. I was trying to call my language, but it's bullshit. Yeah. Your body hurting and aching. I'm 25. I should be a damn all-star athlete or something. I should be complaining about body pain. You talk about the Inquisition. This is Babylon in 1002. And there are certain historical situations dealing with what you're talking about right now. So you want to get to your point. This place ain't even working. Ready for this place to be over here. This place is not working. You gotta pay the car note. You gotta pay. You gotta get the tag. What the fuck is a tag? You gotta get insurance. I gotta pay y'all insurance for my vehicle that I own. I'm gonna have to pay for it if it fucked up. And I will get better than money back if y'all. If I don't rent my vehicle, better than money back from insurance. But that's extortion. Yeah. That's a good. You don't get none of the money back. Let's not talk about this. House. Nigga paying for water. Nigga, the earth is 70% water. Why are we paying for water? Electricity is an unlimited supply of electricity. Right? You gotta pay for everything, bro. Like I said, Netflix. You gotta pay to watch TV. Video games. You gotta buy a game pass. Right? This is all systematic. Internet. Yeah, internet too. You gotta pay for everything, bro. But you gotta pay to go fishing. He went to jail for fishing without money. He was booked. He had a mug shot. His sergeant said fishing without a license. And this is just, these are the kind of people that Trump is attracted, where they will take you to jail over shit like that. Because honestly, court over some tag insurance license. It's like this nigga took you to jail for it, but the judge let me go like it ain't shit. It's because they want you to pay a court cost. There's 100 people in this 830 doctors. 830 doctors right now. 100 people, and they all gotta pay $150 fine. Hey, wait. That's just the 830 doctors. We got doctors all the way to 2, 5 o'clock. Every single day. These niggas is making bread. That's what it's about. And it's about oppressing you, making you lose your car, making you lose your job. They want you to be dependent on them like that. It should be illegal to fire somebody if they don't get it. Circumstances. They can fuck God. These are guys fucked up contracts so they can come in and put it on. That's another reason why nobody want to be here. I don't even care about it. Oklahoma is one of the last states where they can literally fire you for no reason at all. And Oklahoma is one of the last states where it's legal to sell lemon cars. It's legal to sell. How the fuck is it legal to sell a lemon car? I'm driving down the street and here it is, my brakes go out, or my wheel pop off, and I smack and kill somebody. But it was legal for you to sell that. I gotta pay the full price for a fucking lemon. Then you got the niggas Jake in the comment section of the short that we was just watching, and he's acting like the heathen ain't the problem. So these niggas ain't the problem now? He's like, what about the manufacturer? What about the nigga? We talking about all of them. They think what they're talking about. We shouldn't be doing drugs. We can control your habits. Not pay for all the strip clubs. This is all intentional. Let me put your ass in a stressful situation, and I'm gonna hand your ass a license. You gonna hit that shit. That's how stressed out you gonna be if you don't got God. At least 1 out of 10 niggas is gonna try. You know what? You see what crack did. See what crack did. They formulated to be that addictive. And that's an intentional attack. You can't take away the blame like you. That's not playing the victim. That's just showing out like a smart instant. Nigga, they play tracking on neighborhood. Don't watch the documentary called Track. They admit it now. It's a documentary. Edomites put this documentary together. It's like mockery. They put this together and like, they even explain it to making it. They explain who they first gave it to, what city they first put it in. They explain all that in that documentary called Crack. Well, that's what it is. They brought Crack to done. Gene done. Come on, bro. Don't be that cool ass nigga that be like, we just have to be who we just need to make better this thing. Bro, you don't sound, you don't sound how you think you sound like a, bro, really talking about sound like a bitch ass. Yeah. Bro, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, cool. If you said our people didn't make decisions, better decisions, nigga, why don't you start eating in the habit? So people make better decisions. It's the point. What the fuck are you talking about? Better decisions? What does that look like? You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? All right, what was that? Yeah, read that. It says, this is Babylon, page 129. It says Garcia de Orta. Oh, yeah, you can start that. It says Garcia de Orta, a Jew of Portugal. It says was discovered to have been a secret Jew that had secret. In fact, okay, let's start over here. Talk about the years. Oh, this one. Yeah, this thing. Look. But this tells you why they created it. So let's start right here. Whenever the Jews, it says whenever the Jews were practice Judaism. That's why. Go to 1 Maccabees. Anybody that was found with the book of the law was put to death. That's why. And now you willingly accept it. And you'll get on our own people ass. So, for that sake. I never knew what all this stuff that I knew. Now, I was a conspiracy theorist, but putting it together with the Bible and all that, man, it's so much good. So, let's start at 49.
In the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 49, it says, to the end they might keep the law and change all the ordinance. And whosoever will not do according to the commandment of the king from our ancestors, he said not. In the self-same manner, broke he to his own kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people.
You see that? Those overseers are these Christian pastors today, these so-called scholars, the FBI. There's so many different levels of overseers. The FBI was created for you, for a black uprising. That's exactly what the FBI was created for. Go look it up. J. Edgar Hoover, he literally created the FBI for just in case of a black uprising. And they're the ones that don't want the drugs. They're the ones that got to figure out how to get the guns and everything. That's why you don't never see these niggas. Because they behind closed doors pulling out of strings. Hollering at certain OG niggas that's in Watts, California, or Compton, and say, you know, we taught you this. All we need to do is take switches back to the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going to do. We don't care. You're not our focus. That's what they're saying. You're not our focus. Of course, niggas, they want you to destroy the young. Because the young people will protect. Right? And that's why we had examples of Alizar in the scripture. He said he'd rather die than transgress the Most High God. The Most High is very serious about his people. Let's keep going on that.
He says, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice, city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to which everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evil in the land, and drove the Israelites to secret places, even wheresoever they could speak for the Lord.
So see, it's the same thing we read here. Israelites was flee to go safely worship the Most High God. Yeah, that's what it is, bro. It is true history, bro. Right? Well, I think that's it. All right, so let's start. I think keep going.
Says that the 15th day of the month to live in the in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and built altars throughout the city of Judah on every side, and burnt incense at the doors of their house and in the street. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law,
This is what the heathen would do. They would come to our city, and when they found the Bible, they put you to death. And they put all the Bibles in one big ass tower and burned it. That's where you had second Ezra. Because he had to rewrite the whole Bible. You ever wonder why Ezra is talking about Genesis in the beginning? The first day all the way to the seventh day, because they had to rewrite it. And they're going to try this shit again. Go ahead.
It says, and when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. And wheresoever was found within the book of the Testament, or it was any consistent to the law, the king's commandment was, right, that they should put him to death.
See that? And wheresoever was found within the book of the Testament, or if any consent to the law, the king is going to have to look at that. It says in another case, a Jewish woman by the name of Elvira del Campo. Whenever the Jews were in Spain, Portugal, or their colonial possession, they disguised themselves as Christians and outward, but practiced Judaism. Many of these new Christians knew Christian rights better than old white Christians. And that's exactly what's going on today. You got Jake in the Christianism churches, and they got the doctrine down and cat more than Esau do. Esau just don't know what the fuck's going on. Jake though, like Rome 2.0. Rome, what's his name? Will. That nigga, that is a perfect example. That nigga's an Edomite. He's an Edomite protector. But he knows that fake doctrine more than white Christians do. And if you watch on our main channel, you know what Will is, man. But let's keep going. It said, in the year 1547, the papal office authorized the establishment of a system of the Inquisition in Europe. The Inquisition is a system. Christianity, that's all it is. I got another book. Conquistador de Pueblos, and I got the devastation of the native people. And it talks about the Great Inquisition in there. The Great Inquisition is why you got brothers in Africa speaking Spanish, of course, or why Mexicans are speaking Spanish. That's part of the Great Inquisition. Let's keep going. It says, the Inquisition consisted of a tribunal of religious studies. Its purpose was to investigate and parse out heretical Christians. Exactly what you were saying earlier. If they labeled you a heretic, it's over. We just read this. It Maccabees, the same thing. But guess what? Everything is lined up. But we false prophets out there. We out there teaching niggas, you know, history books. Y'all thought we was gonna stay dumb forever, and it backfired on. Like for instance, you don't know the so-called white man. Like for instance, you got this, the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Go look up the Zondervan family. These are Edomites. But guess what they put in? These are Edomites, bro. And it's not, you know, they thought we was never going to wake up. They thought they had it all figured out. Let's read this. So it says Esau, right? You think he would have put this in there if he knew that, if he knew that it was going to turn out the way that it turned out? No, he convinced the world that Esau was dead. He convinced the world that Esau was done away with. It says Esau. It says firstborn of twin brothers. Esau and Jacob, sons of Isaac and Rebekah, sold his birthright for a mess of idols to his brother. How did you get the point? Okay, It says Edom. It's a long passage about Edom, but it says right here, go down a little bit. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgment. It says she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God. Y'all wrote this in there. We were slaves when y'all wrote this. So you put your foot in your boot. Now you destroy yourself. You created it. The same way with Ham when we use that. Y'all wrote it. So it's backfired. Everything backfired. What we reading right now, it's proven that our doctrine lines up. It's proven that those brothers in West Africa, where we come from, are Israelites. Why are they speaking that language? The other right here, the Jews is the one that they went out. In Mexico, it's proven why those people, those so-called Mexicans, speak Spanish. Yeah. He said that in this book. It said there were hundreds of thousands of Jews transported on slave trade, roughly translated. But like you even have like Washington, D.C. Why do they call it D.C.? Because it goes back to District of Columbia, which proves that these are the same people that conquered that. These are the same people that upholding the same bullshit ass standards. They still call it Washington, D.C. the District of Columbia. Why? Because that was the District of Columbia with their foundation. That's where they made their home. Remember, Esau started from the south. He started in Hispaniola, where the Jamaicans on the islands. He started there and he moved his way up. Because in this book right here, it tells you that they kept running into Mayan, Aztec, Inca, and had all the gold. Like the seven, I'm reading right now, it's called the Seven Cities of Tabora, I believe. Yeah, right. Coronado, that was his name. The Seven Cities of Gold, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Seven Cities of Tabora. This is what they were going. So they was going up, north. And they made Washington, D.C. their headquarters. But it goes back to the District of Columbia, which is way down there. Way down there. All right, let's go on. I'm going to this all day. Listen to this. His purpose was to investigate and purge out the radical Christians, persons who question certain Christian principles. These proposals they doctrine. They get fed up with it. And then you know they get fed up with it. You got silly ass people like who fed up with it. And they're gonna government's gonna team up with these niggas and put a battery ready. They already blinded it up. That's why they promoting the propaganda. Every time I go on Facebook, I see something racist from the black and white. It's still a big race, it's still a great big deal of white people who don't like black people, who hate black people, who don't respect black people, and who is open and bold about it. See what's going on. See that video with Jake, those white construction workers? Nigga, they about to stop. Get in your fucking truck. Get in your truck, bro. They was a real construction worker. And Jake was supposed to pull up on the site. He had to be. Bro, you had one Edomite out there that he said, no, fuck that. He said, what? He's like, y'all don't stay in trouble for this shit. Y'all in trouble for this shit. I don't even understand it, like, bro. The president is with this shit. You're still doing this on the weekend, bro. I was 8 years old. Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you don't know, right on the border of North Tulsa is a town called Turley. It's called Turley. Turley is an old president's town. And if you go and beat Turley, story short, we walked through a little back to the third on that Osage Creek trip, and can you tell me why we see that? First off, as we walk down the street, all of the neighbors looking out at us. Every we walking down the street, each house, the neighbors is looking out at the window at the or they come out to the door and looking at the flood. They'll be up in the window, flood, or they just flooding, man. And it's them like they was communicating with each other. Like, yeah, that's a bigger problem. One guy came outside and started following them, right? He never got a bonus, but God knows what he was planning on. You know, one of them let their dogs out for weeks. But look, we seen a motherfucking movie. Somebody had a movie hanging up on the tree in their front yard. It was like a kind of news where you throw it over the front, and they all looked. And it was original. Yeah, like it wasn't no gallows. It wasn't no gallows. It was a pulley system. And they pull it and they hang it. We see that. We flash lights. They call the police. They pull up. They flash lights on it. There's blood on it. You know what the police told us? Yeah, probably somehow. It's blood on the news. There's a news in the front yard. They go Halloween decoration. Is it that time of the year? It was close to that time of the year. But this wasn't close a week ago. Yeah, then I got home. I was there scarred at it. I'm like, I got home. My mom told me to with these white people still hate me. Around the time Barack Obama got, if these racists is mad, by the time Barack Obama got, racists is mad. I'm 8 years old. All right, good. You got one? Yeah, and guess what? They don't even know why they hate you so much. They don't know. We know why they hate you. And guess what? We hate to ask you. I don't want to talk to you about this all. But you got to think about like, they be trying to act so afraid of us. It's like, bro, we should be afraid of y'all. We should be locking our car doors when I walk by. Like, I don't want to be in a bathroom window either, like this. Like, no other nation is buffering. No other nation except Esau. Nobody trying to use a bathroom around y'all. Like, y'all are traumatizing ass people. We should be afraid of y'all. But guess what? We're not. But the positions were persistent, ruthless, and ruthless in the totality of their pursuit. They had to scare. And what they do in 1800s? What is your name? Kobe. Your name is Kobe. Your name is Kobe. You gotta have 300 pounds of cotton. I only got 100. With them. That's what they did. They said they were cool. They beat the hell out of us, man. Esau always been doing this. Like a hoe, man. That's what it tells you in Psalm. Give me that book of Psalm. They interfered in the private affairs of individuals. They intimidated and coerced individuals to inform on their neighbors. Imagine you doing your thing in your own house. You got your own worship system. And they coming in your city telling you what to do in your house. That's what's coming back to this place, man. exterminate their own people. And I truly believe this chip. They're going to use it to control people, man. They ain't waiting this long, bro. They using it. They trying to do the ultimate shit. They want to control you. They want to know what you're thinking. Right? There's testimony of Edomites, man. I've seen it. Bro, I've seen one guy I never thought I'd be afraid to watch a video like that. And I'm watching this video with a female. She said that her parents forced her to get the chip in her brain. And she said she could feel like there's a sword in her brain. She said she got great headaches. And she said she went blind. And she did. She had her whole eye covered. She had her face scarf on and everything. And her eye was covered. She said it made her go blind in one of her eyes. And it's always she had the brain. Let's go back to prophecy. The Bible said you would have a sword on you. Because this technology device is not supposed to be in your body. It's not supposed to be in your skin. It's not supposed to be a part of you. That's why, simply why people are not supposed to be around microwaves. Because of the radiation that comes off it. Imagine you put this inside of your body, though. Instead of it coming and touching your body, it's coming from the inside, coming outside the body. It's tearing all your insides up, man. That's the shit you saw in telling. It says, they interfered in the private affairs of individuals. They intimidated and coerced individuals and informed their neighbors. They employed a wide variety of horrendous tortures, including public shows of burning, shooting, and protection. All because you want people to believe that Jesus said, the Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, the white man. They used to kill us in the name of Jesus Christ. We know that. What? It says in order to satisfy their desires for the punishment of marriages, they sought out not only the living but also the dead. They'll go dig your ass up if they found out you worship being a Jew. If you get the law of God and you worship the hour, they'll go dig your body up and burn. That's how ruthless it was. But keep going. It says the origin, a Jew of Portugal, was discovered to have been a secret Jew. His body was dug up out of his grave and burned by the Inquisition. All the way down at the Inquisition. So, like, the shit that they got for us, they put all this technology. So, the shit is don't look at it as it's the most high God on the spiritual level, the most high God is bringing all these things. But in our reality, it's Esau. It says, in another case, a Jewish woman by the name of Elvira Del Campo was indicted and tortured for 2 years in order to elicit a confession from her. The charges against her were not eating pork and putting on clean linen on Saturday. She stayed clean on sport on Saturday, and she didn't want to eat pork. So that lets you know right there was a weekly thing or a monthly thing where they had to do it. Because why would they say the charges were against her of not eating pork? What are you talking about? Because obviously there was a system where they probably had to come down to the yeah, make sure that you ain't keeping the law of God. It is. I said they tortured her for 2 years over not eating pork. Cleaning her clothes. Wearing clothes, clean clothes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they are running your house. See if you got Jewish artifacts. If you any scrolls. Yeah, man, they got to see what you're doing. They better not see no certain kind of prayer room that don't line up with their rituals. You know what I'm saying? You might have a prayer room and it don't got no idols in it. They're like, what the fuck? You went to that invisible God, ain't you? You pray to the God. got a menorah, they're gonna do it. You got a shofar, they're gonna do it. Something that was passed down from your great grandfather, you know what I'm saying? Might be a menorah with on a chain. You think you just don't want to let it go, bro? Just pass down from generation. Or keeping it. Or you put it together. You gotta make it decision. These are the times we're coming upon with the RFID chip. You gotta make a choice. It's gonna happen. Bro, all that shit you worked hard for, we did it. But this is what we up against. This is the Most High program. Revelation chapter 3 and 10. Get that right there. Hey, the charges against her were not eating pork and putting linen on Saturday. According to this woman, these charges were not heretical practice. These wanted to clean and pork made her sick. It says, whenever the Christian Jews could escape from Spain and Portugal beyond the reach of the Inquisition, they threw off the gods of Christianity and tried to deviate the hope. See that? That's what they had to do. And honestly, that's what we got to do today. That's why we go to work and we don't tell them nothing. We don't tell them nothing. And we work hard, we work the job, and we go home and we worship the Most High God at home. Same shit, bro. It's not exactly the same, but the same spirit. It's got to be the same. But they already banned the Bible in some other countries. You just don't see it on your algorithm on your phone or your computer or your TV. That's it. The only difference. You got that?
It says, because thou hast kept the word of my faith, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
What is the hour of temptation? You're talking about the mark of the beast. The hour of temptation is when everybody's going to be tempted. Are you going to take this new system? When they put it in place, it ain't no turning back, and they understand. They know what we're saying is the truth. So they got to do it. They got to do it. That's why you see a lot of more Edomites that's in politicians going against the higher up. That's why you have that word oligarchy, authoritarianism. A lot of people they're going to use for oligarchy that they're using right now. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg. Jeff Bezos, he's a billionaire that has the whole shit with the buy, sell, and trade off Amazon. You got Bill Gates. He helped create Microsoft and internet. You got Elon Musk with the cars and other robots and technology. You got Mark Zuckerberg keeping track of your image, your Facebook. These niggas are all in cahoots with each other. These are the men. These are the men that are a part of the haves. Because it's either the haves or the have-nots. All these middleman people, all you know, I'm living cool, my life is cool. Nigga, if you're not in a position to where you can lose good and still be good, nigga, you are about to be a have-not. That's just what it is. You're about to be a have-not. Straight up.
First Peter chapter 4 says, but the end of all things that came, therefore over by prayer. All that comes to diligence, with millions of dollars. Bro, Peter said the end of all this that came, bro. You gotta be sold right here, bro. You can't be all over between the young boy and the dirt people. Wondering is queso dads on shit for murder this nigga is chasing behind these women, bro. Y'all, you gotta watch it, bro. You gotta be watching behind the end, pray always Lord. Protect us from those things.
Hey, some of that, like, believe it or not, man, this is why we call it the devil. That blood in Texas, man, that shit was a distraction. They killed all the people with distraction, bro. That was a distraction. That was a distraction, bro. Genesis act. Esau always does something to throw everybody's attention off of it while he signed executive order. That's not a coincidence they signed this act during this great flood in Texas, man. It's not a coincidence. That's what makes him the devil. Until they done their evil, they can't rest until they come from the top. It's so wicked. Them niggas can't even sleep. But like, bro, to be honest, I mean, that's how he was designed. Bro, he was literally designed for that. That's why we just read he was the only neighbor in the city of the Israelites that was not promised mercy. Because if he gave them, bro, if we put him in the kingdom, what do you think he's going to do? Niggas gonna try to rule again. And we can't have nobody from it. So, I don't even want to fight this. So I just want the nigga to get out. Get rid of this. I don't even want to fight this nigga, bro. Yeah, it ain't get me scared of the nigga. Like, you know we have to go. I don't even want to fight this nigga. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10 says, because thou hast kept one foot. You know you're terrible. You know the worst thing. You don't even give a fuck about people dead. We do it. Most of all, we just want to get going out the way. Now, I ain't earthly soul for that. So it's not how bad of a person. All the nations feel like that. Yeah, all the whole earth started to. You see it in their thought. Now, give me 1 second. All right, read that from the top again. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my faith, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. See that? That scripture clearly tells you, it says that the hour of temptation is going to try everybody that dwells upon the earth. You're about to be socially and economically cut off, bro. Social control, man. Now, read it one more time. Revelation 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my faith, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. See that? It's the trial. It's the secret battle. That's the final test for everybody. And guess what? A lot of people are thinking. And it tells you on it says that they're going to have swords upon them. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And he called us all, both small and great, rich and poor. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be healed. So the image of the beast is simply the system. That's the image of the beast. these systems. But it says right there that he causes everybody to worship him. Anybody who not worship the system, that do not down the system, to be killed. And it tells you in Revelation chapter 20, 20 and 5, it says that 20 and 4, it says judgment was given to these kings to carry out this judgment if you didn't want to take it. So that's why it's the hour of temptation. That's why it's the great temptation. That's why we need to be spiritually and mentally prepared for it. Because if you don't take it, they're going to be looking for you. It says, brother, mark of the beast is very important. You need to know what it is. Right, go ahead.
It says that he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
You see that? Nobody, homeless people, celebrities, nobody is exempt from this. That's what God said. Nobody is exempt from it. Right? What?
Nobody.
It says to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might by himself say that he has a mark. So let's go to this word mark. If you go to the blue letter, the word mark is karama. Karama.
We go over this all the time. People know this already. We're going to go over it again so you will be without excuse. It says a stamp and imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. You think Esau about to play games with you like, he's not going to know you got the mark? And you're like, yeah, I got the mark. Like, come on, no. He wants to, it has to be something physical on you to prove that you had it, and that you can't take back. And this is what makes it, carnal and spiritual. Because there's a spiritual mark too. Ezekiel chapter 9. And that mark goes back to exempt from judgment. Because you didn't take the mark. So you have a physical mark that Esau wants to bring you by to make you his people. And then you got the spiritual mark that nobody can see, that the Most High don't give you to show you that you're a part of his people. You got that spiritual mark, that angel is not allowed to kill you. So it says, the mark branded upon horses. So how does a horse get branded? How does a horse get branded with a mark? It's physical, right? All right then, it says thing, card. It says a sculpture, a graven work of idolatrous images. And when I was a conspiracy theorist, so I looked at it a little bit, they talk about it a little bit when you're in the conspiracy theorist world, but like I actually seen like where this microchip, this grain of rice microchip, bro, it got white all in it, and it's idolatrous rice in it that is displaying. And I believe it. I'm like, man, this makes sense. And it's simply as when you do brand the horse, you gonna brand the horse what? This is what the brand's of. And you gotta have your name on it. That's how I look at it. You gotta have your name on it. That horse, it has a name on it. It's not, they just put this hot ass thing on the horse and it just don't say anything. No, it's the name on it. This horse belongs to these people. Or this is the symbol of his rank. Straight up. So,
It says, and that no man might by himself say that he has a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, which is all together.
It's all one. But it says you will not be able to buy and sell, save. The word save goes back to accept. So if you don't have this mark, you're going to be socially, economically cut off. Think these Instagram models that's making hundreds of thousands. That's what they're going to be thinking about. They ain't gonna be thinking about God. These niggas they already secured their bag already. That's actually living comfortable lives, bro. These niggas actually get bread on it. They ain't gonna be thinking about God. They're not. And they're gonna take it. Let's see what's gonna happen when they take it. Revelation 16.
The book of Revelation 16:1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your way and pour out the veils of the wrath of God upon the earth.
See that? The vial. A vial is a bowl. So this is in the heavens. He said, go and pour out this bowl of spiritual force. But now it's time for hell to happen. It's time for chaos to happen. Right, go ahead.
And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noise and grievous sword upon the man which had the mark of the beast.
You see that? So there's going to be a sign to all the people if you took it. This is going to be a noisome sword. Noisome goes back to loud. So it's going to be a loud sword. It's like the scripture talk about it in Ezekiel 14, it says noisome beast. But it's a lion. Lions aren't loud. The point of it is, when you see a lion, it's like listening to loud. Everybody's attention is put on this lion. Or not. Exactly. It's noisome. It's like, bro, oh, it's noisome. So this noisome sword is going to be, you're not going to be able to ignore it. That's going to be on you. This noisome sword will be boiled. But I truly believe it's going to be a physical sword that's going to be on you. And I watched a video of a person going over it, and she was playing a video of Edomite, and that's what she said. She said she felt like she had a sword in her life. From getting that brain, she said her parents forced her to do it.
I'll speak as a man. This is don't take this as a fact, but what made me talk, what made me think of is yeah, like out of letting her out now. They might put this thing in your body and your body will start pain. And you know, this Neuralink technology, go look up Neuralink. Yeah, Neuralink. Yeah, go look up Neuralink. This ain't just something, it's not just like a tracking device like they put in stray animals or wild animals. It's not just that. This is something that hooks up to your nervous system. They want to actually integrate this thing in the body.
What's that movie? Kingston. Remember Samuel Jackson? That's what they did. They put the chip in the back of their ear, and they were literally controlling the people, making them fight and shit. Bro, they got all kind of showing you what their plan is. It's called Revelation of the Man. They're showing you what they plan on doing. You got Maze Runner. You got movie I just mentioned, the Divergent. You got the movie King Smith. You got all these different movies. You got what is it? Oblivion. I think you got that movie Sail with Samuel Jackson and that Edomite. You got all these different movies. They actually showing you what they plan on doing, bro. This shit is not just tracking. It's controlling you.
This is one day ago. Audrey King, first woman to get Elon Musk's Neuralink chip, can now write and draw with her mind after 20 years of paralysis. So she was paralyzed, but now she can write and draw with her mind through this chip. It's hooked up to your brain and your nervous system. It's not just tracking. It's going to be this. Okay.
But they ain't talking about the effects, the side effects. Like there was an article that I was reading a couple years ago about the monkey. And you know, of course, that's what they do. You know, like they use frogs, they use rats, they use monkeys. And they use some monkeys with his brain chip, and the monkey was in there chewing off their own damn fingers, man. They was chewing off their own fingers, man. Imagine you seeing a monkey chewing off his own fingers. So it says, in early trials conducted for Neuralink, brain-computer interface, some monkeys reported suffering severe side effects following the implantation of brain chips. Specifically, one monkey was documented as having missing fingers and toes, which the physicians committee for responsible medicine suggested could have been due to self-mutilation or unspecified trauma. This monkey was subsequently euthanized. In other cases, monkeys exhibited other concerning symptoms, including bloody skin infection, uncontrollable vomiting, and a brain hemorrhage. See that? What is a brain hemorrhage? A brain hemorrhage, that's like a sword on it. Yeah. This is the kind of shit that's going to happen if you take it. But I don't care how scared you are. You're going to be more scared when you got that thing in your brain and knowing that you're dying slowly with brain headaches and ultimately going to electrified. If you that scared, man, that's crazy. That is crazy. But they shut all that down. But here it is, just a couple of years later, now they're putting them in brain, they're putting them in humans. They just this happened a couple of years ago, man. 2022, when these monkeys did it. 3 years later, they put them in human brains now. That don't make no sense, bro. What was the read that? Yeah. And the first went and poured out his valve on the earth, and there fell a noise and breathing short upon the man which had the arm of the feet, and upon them which worship his image. And the second angel poured out his valve upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead, and every living soul died in the sea. Now, I want to stop at read to me, that's what I want. Revelation 16, verse 2. And the first witch poured out his valve on the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the man which had the mark of the beast. Now, look at that word sword. A woman producing a discharge, thus a sword and ulcer. That's what you want this sickness to spread of white man. And if you like shit ain't gonna change for you. You still gotta go to this nigga job every single day. Nigga, you still gotta pay the electric, water, and gas. They still got to be doing you bad. Nothing is gonna change, bro. Now let's get you social control. Social control. It's the regulation. This is what we're dealing with. This is what oligarchy and authoritarianism is. That's what authoritarianism is. That's what that is. This authoritarianism. It says favoring imposed order over freedom. See that? Read that one more time. It says favoring imposed order over freedom. So all that freedom of speech, which us, we able to teach who we are, and teach on the highways, follow on it. They choose an order over freedom. The right to bear arms, all of those freedom laws, constant the Constitution, that shit is done away with already. Honestly, that shit's over with already. We are in a whole new system. It just needs to be finalized. That's it.
It said 1862 from authority. It said which originally had its meaning to itself, the noun in the sense of one advocating or practicing principle or authority over individual freedom. From 1859 to that,
Practicing authority over your freedom. Proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. That shit's done. It's over. Now let's go to that. Let's see what. So since we've seen, we've heard, I heard Senator Bernie Sanders. You can go watch the video right now. It's on the internet. Bernie Sanders says we're entering into an oligarchy authoritarianism system. Now, this is what he means with oligarchy and authoritarianism and the social control.
Social control is the regulation, sanction, mechanism, and system that restrict the behavior of individuals in accordance with social norms and orders.
Order over freedom. It says restricting the behavior of individuals in accordance to social norms. What social norms? Jesus died for everybody. That's a social norm. You being an Israelite is not a social norm. They're going to stop all this with social control. That's oligarchy. This is authoritarianism. It's what Project Esther is about. All right. Go to the next. Yeah.
It says a sociological perspective that explores how social bonds and levels of social control. Education. Schools socialize students into acceptable behaviors and social norms.
So this is the social control. These are all the key points that they're targeting. They're targeting education, where they're going to start. It says schools socialize students into accepting behaviors and teach them social norms. Almost everybody. These are the social norms today. Know that white people are superior to everybody else. That's a social norm. Black people ain't gonna never be shit. That's a social norm. They're friendly. That's a social norm. This is what they're gonna be teaching in schools now. Right, go ahead.
Beliefs and practices can influence moral behavior.
So they're gonna target that. They're telling you, they said religious beliefs and practices can influence moral behavior. They don't want that, so they're gonna target that. That's the point.
It says the media that say public opinion and influence behavior is very easy.
So they're gonna target that. You already don't see what's going on in the country already. But they're gonna dumb it even down more than that.
Every time I turn on social media, I see reels and videos with racist narrative, whether it's from the black side or the white side. They're trying to get nation against nation on. They plant the seed for it. I don't even have to enjoy it. They just throw it my way. And I see all the other kind of stuff they throw my way. They don't just throw. Your algorithm is tailored to you. Whatever kind of reel you see, whatever kind of suggestions your phone or your apps are giving you, that's what they want you to think about. That's the kind of stuff they want you to think. That's moving pop challenge. Yeah, that's how they program their mind.
Yeah. They want you to be watching this stupid ass shit while they actually controlling your life. The world gonna wake up one day and be like, you can't do this. Nigga, they did this shit 10 years ago. They already signed all that into place 10 years ago. But the question is, what was you doing while they were doing it? I seen a video, a lady, she was explaining, and it made sense. She was like, thinking that that's the no. You either gonna sleep or you gonna party. Which one you gonna do? But he like, I gave you the 2 days. No, other than that, you working. Bro, 9 to 5 isn't working no more. You gotta work 12 hours a day now. That shit ain't working no more. It's not touching cheese no more. Yeah. Nah, for real though, we are. And that's how you know it's of the Lord. Look at how it happened. With the Old Testament on the brother. Then the Most High moved him out of the way. That's how that works. The Most High bless the work of your hands and you serve it correctly. We don't have it every single thing figured out. No, but I believe truly that we are on the right path. Bro, we call and check up on people. Our brothers. That's what church is supposed to do. It's supposed to call and check on people. It's supposed to help people out when needed. Not just trying to formulate these big ass great men, knowing you got evil niggas all in your camp. You got the biggest camp. You know how many niggas we got rid of because of how evil they would be? Bro, we don't give a damn about having no big camp. If you evil, you gotta go. A lot of camps don't do that. Bro, you hear stories of these niggas camp. These niggas is beat. Their brother had the death of this. That's what's going on. And the council, the church is hiding it. That's what's going on. So, like, to hell with having a big ass camp. A good solid 20 brothers, man, that's okay. I'm cool with that. And then you can keep your eyes on all of them. You can make sure all of them is getting built up. And then the fruit be good. You don't got bad things attached to your name because you know all of the men that he sends out are fruit. They don't go there fruit, but they are fruit. You gotta worry about when your man going to go do some things to somebody something with you. Not all that. When you do something, it goes up to that person. They take it back to this person and come right back to it's like a trial. Let's keep going. It says family members can teach children social norms and values, so they're going to target that. Re-education. They're going to target that. Bro, they're showing you all the stuff they're about to target. That's why it's called social control. I believe that's why they keep a lot of our, that's why they keep our families all split up. So we won't come together and figure it all out. So let's get this point. Beautiful. Your ears, right? Ears will influence each other's behavior, both positively and negatively. So guess what? They're going to target that. This is all the stuff they plan on targeting. They already been targeted. This is social control. This is what they want. And this is what they're going to have over you. Let's watch this. Go to the next one. This one's going to be crazy. This is the Genius Act. This is the one they just signed into play. And they said what makes this different, the Genius Act, what makes this different from Tether, Circle, Bitcoin, crypto, they said it's just going to be federally mandated. That's the only difference. Meaning it's going to be federally mandatory. Everybody's going to have to get this Genius Act, this bill. They're going to have to be a part of it. Or you're not going to be able to buy and sell. But guess what? Go back to my point. So control also is you going into a grocery store, you go on the experience, and they're like, you had enough sugar for today. We are no longer able to sell you this. Come back next month. That's social control to me. Controlling everything you do where you've had the salt. Come back next month. You've been at Brahms twice this week. Come back next week. Like, what? No. They all want my shit down. But they gonna be controlling. So you gonna take the market and off of that. Yeah, all one. Go ahead. about to explain.
It says corruption.
So this is the explanation of the side effect that they not explaining to you about this Genius Act. Go ahead.
It says the Genius Act could lead to corruption and sanctions evasion by countries like Iran, North Korea, and Russia. Go ahead. Money laws. The Genius Act.
So this Genius Act, it says that there's going to be money lost. And this is talking about this ain't talking about big tech companies. It's talking about you losing money. Remember that you losing money. Go ahead.
Genius Act could expose consumers to scams and junk.
You know what a junk fee is? A junk fee is you look up at your phone and you're like, Walmart has just charged you $40 for some shit you ain't even paid for. Some shit you ain't even bought. You don't know what the hell is going on. You know how like you go on Credit Karma and you'll look on there, you'll look at your credit, you'll wonder why it's so low. You like, I ain't never even had an apartment or nothing. Your credit is so low. It's because it's junk fees in there. You have to go in there and dispute a lot of stuff. One of my friends, he put me on, and he was showing me how. I'm like, bro, I've never heard of this loan company in my life. But they'll say that you own this loan company, you got to go on there and dispute. And you should. You really should. It went up. It takes like 2 days. You dispute it, and sometimes it will take 12 hours. And they'll say you was right, and your credit score be boosted up. But it's junk fees. That's what it is. Just fees coming out of the blue sky. You're like, what the fuck is this? This is the money loss you're going to be suffering from. Ultimately, the RFID. Because like today, if I don't got enough to pay the electric, I'll wait till the next paycheck to pay. That's not how it's about to go with this RFID shit. They gonna be consuming that money out of your account. It ain't gonna be nothing. You gonna be completely broke from money loss and from paying bills. What?
Hey, it say devastation of the enemy. It's either the devastation or the poison. It's one of those people where they say they was working with the northern kingdom to death. But what makes you think they're going to do that? They put this shit in your brain, man. You think that spirit is going to be. They probably would just work you until you fade away and die. And you're going to be a drunk.
Hey, if they don't know about the side effects. Elon Musk, they got exposed for the side effects. Monkeys chewing off their fingers and their toes, all because of chip is in their head. Come on, bro. And then they put it in the human 3 years later. Multiple people. That's what, come on, man. We're showing you why you better not take it. Right? Because this Genius Act goes right along with the RFID. You don't believe, just watch. Go ahead.
It says, they can put them at risk of losing their money.
See that? How? How? It says the Genius Act could expose consumers to scams and junk fees, and could put them at risk of losing their money. Now watch what they say in the next one. What?
It says Genius Act should allow big tech companies to create and control their own money, track transactions, and personal data.
See that? So they helping these big tech companies, but you subject to losing money. You subject to junk fees and scams. But they put big tech companies on a higher pedestal to win.
It says, fentanyl, the Genius Act should help international gangs with fentanyl.
So I never went deeper into this to see how this play out. I don't really understand this part. I never looked into it. My focus was on the money loss. When I see the corruption and money loss, the money loss and big tech control, I was like, what the hell? But read the last one.
It says some say that Genius Act should not pass without real reason. They also say that the president and his family should be prohibited from profiting off of the crypto.
Right? So there's more shit going on.
It says no prohibition on big tech or commercial issues. The Genius Act leaves open the possibility for large technology companies or retailers to issue stablecoins without adequate banking regulation or privacy guardrails.
See that? There's these big tech companies are not going to have privacy guardrails. So let's just say if you owe, just think about anybody you owe. These companies don't have access to get your bank account that's in your hand or in your head. Not cash that you got put to the side just in case something happens. Nah, all your money is on a chip that these big tech companies have access to. No privacy guardrail. Go ahead.
It says raising risks related to market power, surveillance, and consumer choice.
And consumer choice. They gonna have complete control. Big tech companies like Walmart, they gonna have complete control over it. And honestly, they got it now. You go in there, they play your favorite jam, they put your ass in trance. You in there, you got women that's been in there for hours, brain ball shit. Or you got people going in there and this ain't was $60, now it's $40. It was never $60. That's how they get. That's called witchcraft. That's called sorcery. Rollback prices. Bro, that shit is all a scam. They already got put down. They gonna charge you. Imagine you walking through Walmart and it looks like you bumped into something expensive and they fell in bro. And they just deduct that shit out of your account. That's the shit that's gonna be happening. They wanted to make it when you can walk into a Walmart, you don't, of course you got the chip on your hand. You walk in there, you grab all the groceries you want, and you walk out. And they gonna charge you something when you walking out. Like, hell no. We won't go. I don't want to be a part of it.
It says no guarantee of time to redemption. The bill requires that issuers disclose redemption policy, but does not assure that consumers can redeem their stablecoins for dollars within a reasonable or enforceable time frame, raising the risk of delayed access to funds in a crisis.
You understand that? That's saying like, if your money gets taken from you somehow, some way, and you trying to get your money back, we just read it about money law. Remember, this is another source explaining in this continuous act how there's going to be a delay in getting your money back. And there's no guarantee of that timely redemption. It said even in the time of a crisis. I'm like, what are you talking about? How long y'all plan on having no money? Because it happens all the time where your account gets freeze, or like I said, a company might accidentally jump me, take $600 out of your account. And you're like, bro, hold up. You can't just take $600 out of my account. And you trying to figure out on the phone, you talking to animated service, you trying to figure, bro, that's the lifestyle of living. All because you scared of yourself. Or all because you want to keep that bullshit ass charge you got outside.
Yeah, when he saw all of these, he gonna crawl off the tongue. It says no federal insurance or redress for losses. See that? What? The bill does not require reserve insurance or provide any federal backstop for consumers in the event of a platform failure or hack. That sounds like to me. They planning on that motherfucker failing or getting hacked.
So they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
They gonna do it just to make everybody defend And goofy ass people is not saying he was on read. They don't even understand what they're walking into. And like you said, you got people actually backing Trump and not understanding it. Trump ain't even put all this nigga supporters, bro, he gonna present all of y'all. And y'all still gonna have to take this shit. And y'all still gonna be broke and in pain. And there ain't gonna be no Trump nowhere. You think Trump still gonna be making public interviews and press conferences after he screwed over everybody? Hell no. They're gonna be sending forth other people to make those draconian measures. And they're gonna say in the name of Trump. They're gonna like, this ain't right. Where is he telling to come out and speak to us himself? Like, shut up. You already got bamboozled. It's over. Straight up. You got anything else?
I'm gonna bring the classic out now. It's only one scripture, but it's all the way. This is for the Psalm 81, chapter. Psalm 91, the classic chapter, right? Verse 91 and 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all his ways. But the context is if you dwell in the secret place of the Most High, and then don't know that secret place is the word. Walking in the word of the Most High, you're going to say the angels for you. And that's even now, that's in the time that's coming upon. He's going to make sure that you are protected. He's going to make sure you make the right decision. That means an angel is literally going to come down and say, hey, don't take the shit. Hey, do this. No, he's going to cause you to make the right decision. Your faith is only getting tested for real. So you have to keep the faith. You have to keep the commandments. You have to do all of that. That's the only way that the Lord is going to make direction. With the most I'm going to control a lot. He's going to control the world. But a lot of people don't leave them today. A lot of people ain't going to fall to trust him. How? What Esau had been to. Y'all still got to trust him to do what he's telling you to do. When you understand that this nigga is the one that brings the chaos and then comes with a solution, there's nothing else to talk about. Nothing else to talk about. Right? That it. We talk about trust. Verse 14. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. In the hour of temptation, the Lord will deliver him. Right? When we economically and socially cut off from society, the Lord is the one who's going to give us the food and the water. He said, my servant shall eat, my servant shall drink, my servant shall be grateful. But we don't know how. We don't know. That's what we got hope in. That's what we got faith in. And he's going to do it. We don't know how. We got examples in the scripture. Elijah being fed by ravens, being brought meat, or Habakkuk being transported, translated to game to Elijah or Elijah. One of them. We have those examples. All right, keep going. It says, because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he has known my name. See, that's how important his name is. Yeah, you ever call on Yahweh or Yahuwah or Yahweh? I'm talking in the truth. This is on Mohammed. Mohammed, I have never heard of this right now. They're right now, Yah, but they never way. But what is the way? What is the W-E-H? What is that? What is it? It says, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation.
And guess what? 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 40, promised us. We just read that this morning. He promised us salvation. Right? Isaiah 10.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are